Hello everyone, welcome back to Basic Electronics classes. I am Lavanya Vaishnavi. Today I am going to teach you about BJT applications, feedback amplifiers and oscillators. Today is the very first session, so I am going to take up the topic BJT applications. What are all the topics today I am going to cover is BJT. What is BJT? What is the symbol of BJT? Few concepts about BJT, configuration of BJT. What are these parameters alpha, beta and gamma? What is the relation between alpha, beta and gamma? What is the output characteristic of this BJT? So totally I'm going to cover all these topics today. Okay, so coming to the first slide. So here I want to define or I want to understand what is BJT. BJT is bipolar junction transistor. BJT is bipolar junction transistor. It means that it is a bipolar device. It has junction and it is a transistor. Now what is bipolar? Bipolar indicates that when you have a device, this is an electronic device, right? So this is an electronic device. When you have an electronic device, if the current through the electronic device is because of both the charge carriers, then it is called bipolar device. If both holes and electrons contributes the current for the electronic device, then we call such device as bipolar device. Next, how many junctions are there in this BJT? There are two junctions, 1 and 2 junctions. And how many layers you have? You have 3 layers. Okay, so it is a 3 layer, 2 junction, 3 terminal device. Okay, so it is a 3 layer, 2 junction, 3 terminal device. If you see the structure here, you can see that there are 3 layers. One is N, the other is P, the other is N. What is N, P, N? N and P are the semiconductors, right? So BJT is bipolar junction transistor. So it is a 3 layer, 2 junction, 3 terminal bipolar device. Now coming to the last term, which is transistor. What is transistor? If I break this transistor into two parts, it becomes transfer of resistance or transfer of resistor. So what is the resistor it is transferring here? That is the signal. Whatever the signal you send, the signal is transferred from the region of high impedance to the region of low impedance. It is transferred from the region of high impedance to the region of low impedance. This is what transistor term indicates. Now, if I come to BJT, what is BJT? BJT is bipolar junction transistor, where bipolar indicates the current within the device is because of two charge carriers or both the charge carriers, which is holes and electrons. And how many junctions it has? It has two junctions. Transistor, transfer of resistor. So the signal transfers from the region of higher resistance to the region of lower resistance. Next, coming to the physical structure. So in the physical structure, you can just assume like it is a 3-layered device. So here you can see 3 layers, one beside the other. So it has one layer, this is the second layer, and this is the third layer. For all the 3 layers, you have 3 different names. So what is that? We call the middle layer as base. So here if you see, if you see this middle layer is called base. One terminal or one end is called emitter. The other end is called collector. One terminal or one end you call it as emitter. The other is called as collector. So here you have two types of semiconductors, N and P. So I can get two types of combinations. One is N, P and N, or P, N and P. So these are the two different combination what I may get using N-type and P-type semiconductors. So we have NPN transistors and also PNP transistor. So here N is emitter, N is collector and P is base. In the other type, P is emitter, P is collector and N is base. You have two junctions here. This is emitter base junction. This junction you call it as emitter base junction. This junction we call it as collector base junction. So here also the same thing. This is emitter base junction and this is collector base junction. So the point where your emitter and base are meeting is your emitter base junction. The region where the base and the collector are meeting is the collector base junction. The next is physical structure of BJT. So in this physical structure of BJT, you can see how the BJT is actually fabricated. So how this is actually manufactured. See what are all the different layers. How does it looks physically, that is given in this physical structure. In this, the very first layer or the base layer, what you can see here is substrate layer, which is blue in color. So this substrate layer is nothing but a insulating layer that holds all the devices or holds the devices. Here, substrate layer is an insulator. It is an insulator, like it will not help for the conduction. The next layer is collector layer. Next is base and the next one is emitter. If you look at this diagram, you can see that emitter and collector both are of same color, indicating that they can be P-type semiconducting material or it can be N-type semiconducting material. The middle region is the base region, which is of different color, indicates that if emitter and collector is P-type, this will be N-type. If emitter and collector are N-type, this will be P-type. Now, these are the metal contacts that are provided here. So, this metal contacts connect the base, right? Directly it is connecting the base. And this is the metal contact that is connecting the emitter. This is the metal contact connecting the collector. Okay. So, now if you look at the physical structure carefully, you can directly say or easily say that the collector has the largest area, right? This has the largest area compared to emitter and base because collector is meant for collecting the charges. It is meant for collecting the charges that are traveling from emitter to base and base to collector. The charges that flow from emitter to base and base to collector are collected in the collector. As the name indicates, it collects the charges. So it is called collector. Base is a narrow region. Narrow region in the sense it is a tiny region. Okay. It has less width. So it helps all the charges flowing from emitter to directly pass to the collector. And emitter region is the smallest region, or you can say emitter region is smaller than collector but it is bigger than the emitter is highly doped because emitter need to transmit the charges from emitter to base and base to collector. So emitter has to send the charges from emitter to base and base to collector. So emitter is highly doped and base is lightly doped. It is lightly doped and the collector is moderately doped. Collector is moderately doped. If you are discussing about the area, collector has the largest area, base has narrow area, emitter is moderate in area. If you are telling about doping, emitter has the highest doping, collector has the moderate doping and the base has less doping concentration. So this is how your BJT is manufactured. For simplicity, we write the BJT structure like this, like a simple structure indicating that you have three layers, N layer, P layer and the other layer which is N layer. So the first layer you can call it as collector, the last one will be the emitter, the middle one will be base, and the region or the junction which is connecting between which is connected in between collector and base is called collector base junction, and this is base emitter junction. So this is NPN transistor. So the PNP transistor looks completely opposite to it. So this is P type collector, P type emitter, N type base. So this is again collector base junction. This is base emitter junction or emitter base junction. So this is NPN transistor and this is PNP transistor. The next one is symbol. How do you write the symbol of BJT? So the symbol of BJT should have three terminals. Okay. So the one is base, collector and emitter. Even here you have base, collector and emitter. So in this you draw the structure with three terminals. This we call it as base, this is collector and this is emitter. Now, emitter will always show the direction of charges. It always show the direction of charges. If you write outwards, if you write the flow of charges away from the emitter, it means that the electrons are flowing away from the emitter. Electrons are flowing away from the emitter. So this shows electrons are moving away from the emitter. It says that this is NPN transistor. It says that it is NPN transistor. See, look at this. In PNP transistor, N region is in between. So the electrons will flow towards the base. Towards the base. So this is PNP transistor. So you write the same structure like this. Okay. And mark the direction towards the base. This shows it is PNP transistor. Next one about BJT. So this I have already mentioned, like emitter is heavily doped, base is lightly doped, collector is moderately doped. Okay. The next slide is configuration of BJT. What is configuration of BJT? Configuration says how the pins, like how the terminals of the BJT are connected. So you have base, collector and emitter. How are these terminals are connected when they are connected within the circuit? So now there are three different combinations or three different configurations in BJT. The first one is common emitter configuration. Common emitter configuration says that the emitter, so this is the emitter, right? This emitter is common. It is connected in common for both input port and also for output port. So at output you have collector and emitter, and in input you have base and emitter. Next is common collector configuration. In common collector configuration, you have the collector common to both input terminal and to output terminal. At output you have emitter and collector. At input you have base and collector. Next is common base configuration. So in common base configuration, the base is common to both output and to the input. In the input you have emitter and base. In the output you have collector and base. The next one is the comparison of this, or you can say some parameters which are related to this common emitter, common base and common collector configurations. First one is which are the common terminals? It is emitter, it is base and here it is collector. What about the input resistance? Input resistance in common emitter configuration remains 500 to 800 ohms. And in common base configuration, it has the least input impedance. And in common collector, so it has the highest input impedance greater than 1000 ohm. Output resistance. It has very high output resistance in common emitter configuration. In common base configuration, you have greater than 100 kilo ohm. And in common collector configuration, the output impedance is lower than 100 ohm. So again, the voltage gain is greater than 200 and here it is greater than 100. It is equal to unity in common collector configuration. So coming to the current gain, common collector configuration has very high current gain and emitter configuration is about 50 and common base configuration has less than unity. Coming to the power gain, when you are using or if you want power amplifier, you can use the emitter follower because common base and common collector has low power gain. So coming to the application, like what sort of amplifiers you can design in all these three configuration is, so common emitter configuration, you can use it as power amplifier. Common base configuration, you can use it as voltage amplifier. If you connect the BJT in common collector configuration, you can use it as a current amplifier. Okay, now what are these parameters alpha, beta and gamma? All these three parameters alpha, beta and gamma are the current gains. They are the current gains. Where do we get these current gains? These current gains are obtained whenever the BJT is connected in all three different parameters, all three different configurations. Okay, so whenever the BJT is designed or it is connected in three different configurations, we get outputs or we get some gain which are the current gains. So this alpha, beta and gamma is defined below. The first one is alpha. So what is alpha? Alpha is a current gain factor in common base configuration. In common base configuration, whatever the gain you get, that is current gain, we call that current gain as alpha. It is the ratio of collector current to emitter current. That is, when you give emitter current, like if you are giving 1 unit of emitter current, what is the unit of collector current you get? That is defined by alpha. That is defined by alpha. So the alpha value is normally less than unity. Practically, it is less than unity. So if it is a ideal case, then its value is equal to 1. Next is beta. So beta is also a current gain factor. Even this is a current gain factor. In common emitter configuration, it is used in, or you calculate that in common emitter configuration. The value of beta is equal to IC by IB. IB will be the input current and IC will be the output current. IB will be the input current and IC will be the output current. So what is the output current IC? When you give certain amount of IB is calculated with the help of beta. Normally its value is greater than 100. The value of beta will be greater than 100. Here IC is the output current, IB is the input current. Next is gamma. So you, like in the previous two alpha and beta, one was common emitter, the other one was common base. Now gamma is regarding the current gain in common collector configuration and its ratio is IE by IB. So when you give certain amount of IB, what is the output current you are getting? That is IE. So this ratio gives you the current gain in common collector configuration. So the value of gamma is very high compared to alpha and beta. So this is about alpha, beta and gamma. Now coming to the relationship, alpha is equal to beta divided by beta plus 1 and beta equal to alpha divided by 1 minus alpha and gamma is equal to beta plus 1. Okay, these are the three relations that define the relationships between alpha, beta and gamma. So you don't have derivations here, you just need to understand or to remember these expressions. The last one is output characteristic of BJT in common base configuration. So normally we take common base configuration here to understand the concept of BJT. So in this, I take VCE, that is voltage applied across collector and emitter, and ICE is the current I obtain through the collector. This is the output current. So here you can have, or you can see that you have the characteristic curve here. So the region, or the very first region that you get at this line, that is at x-axis, will be your cutoff region. And so this complete region, which is linear region. So you can see the current is linear with respect to your voltage. So this region is linear region, and this region where the current remains slightly constant, it is not completely constant, it is slightly constant. So this region is called saturation region. So the BJT can operate in three different regions. One is cutoff region, one is saturation region, the other one is linear region or active region. Okay, so cutoff region, saturation region, and linear region. These are the three different operating regions of BJT. Thank you for watching this video. So if you have any doubts, you can write back to my email ID, like the video, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you.